Hey Scavs, Jonathan here at Night Knowledge. Rigs in the Forever Winter are essentially backpacks. Each class can use a certain selection of them, either naturally or by investing in class skills. Once you have 16 water in your base, it'll unlock the rig vendor, Bundleton. In today's video, I'm going to review each rig and let you know what are their strengths and weaknesses, and at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my recommendations for the best rig per class. Before we look at specific rigs, let's talk about the anatomy of a rig. A rig can be made up of three different things: weapon loot slot, denoted by the gun symbol; containers, which have the letter S, M, or L; and open, aka large item slots, which appear as empty slots. Each weapon slot allows you to scavenge up to 3 weapons dropped by enemies out in the field. Weapons can then be sold for credits or are used as replacements when you die. Without a replacement, you can use the restore option when you're back in the innards, but some guns can cost upwards of 20,000 credits. Container slots are for loot you find in the field, whether it be stuff to sell for credits, ammo, or consumables. Container slots come in 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. The small storage holds 119.3 CU, or cubic units, which is a measurement of volume. The medium storage holds 297.9 CU, so approximately 2.5 times more, and the large storage holds 397 CU, 100 more than medium. Essentially, the more cubic units, the more loot you can hold before becoming over-encumbered, slowing you down, and eventually preventing you from picking anything else up. You can buy container upgrades, which can double the CU of a slot, but if you die, you'll lose them. Finally, open slots allow you to hold gear such as the tactical camera or rig lights, but more importantly, allows you to pick up water, lockboxes, and explosives out in the field. At the end of the day, all 3 types of storage are very important, and what may be appealing to you depends on your style of gameplay. Now let's look at the rigs, starting with the heavy container gunrunner. This is currently the most expensive rig, holding the second most CU. At the time of this video, the tooltip says 8 container slots, but the math and the graphic shows 6 large container slots. It has 1 weapon slot, but 0 open slots, meaning you won't be able to pick up water, explosives, or lockboxes. The Bagman is the only class that can naturally equip this, and the Old Man can if he gets the class skill. I personally don't like this rig and prefer the next one, the Pack Mule, because you can get water and loot boxes, but it doesn't mean you can't switch between the rigs if you have enough credits to afford both. Onto the Pack Mule rig. It holds the most CU of loot, has 1 open slot but no gun slot. Like the heavy container gunrunner, only the Bagman can naturally equip this rig, and the Old Man can if he gets the class skill. If you don't die often or don't mind paying to restore lost weapons, this is a good looting rig for the Bagman and the Old Man classes. It's great if you play in a group. You can stay in the back and loot everything your party members can't fit. The Rack rig is next. It's a really unique rig that only the Bagman can equip. It has 8 open slots for weapon, explosives, and loot boxes. It has 1 large slot, which means you'll have to carefully pick through the loot and know exactly what everything is worth rather than just blind looting, because you'll fill up quickly. The Rack has no weapon slot. So when would you use this rig? I think if you're part of a group and in a very large map, you can hopefully get a week's worth of water or over 100,000 credits worth of lockboxes. The heavy equipment gunrunner rig is the only rig with 2 weapon slots, meaning 6 scavenged guns per run. It has 2 open slots for water, explosives, and loot boxes, and only 1 large container slot. Only the bagman can equip this rig. I personally think this is a nice, balanced endgame rig focused on weapons, water, or direct money. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. My channel focuses on straight, to-the-point guides that aims to not waste your time. We'll start to see rigs that will start applying to more classes now. The medium equipment gunrunner has 3 medium container slots, 2 open slots, and 1 weapon slot. This is usable by the bagman, shaman, and mask man. If you're playing one of these classes, this is a great balanced rig to save up for. The equipment runner can hold a lot of loot, being a little over 1,000 CU storage. I like it because it has 3 open slots, which makes it great for solo, once again letting you pick up a combination of 3 water, explosives, or lockboxes. It's also one of the cheapest rigs for some reason, with the only drawback in that it has no weapon slot. This is also the first rig that can be used by everyone, although the old man and the scav girl needs class skills to be able to equip them. I feel like this is a good rig if you don't die often or don't mind rebuying guns, and is a mid-game rig for the bagman or old man players. We're coming to the end, and we have the enhanced gunrunner rig. It is slightly better than your first unlocked gunrunner rig, holding a bit more in CU. All classes can equip this rig except the old man class. The scav girl needs class skills to be able to equip this one. I do not recommend spending credits on this rig though, unless you don't know which class to main yet. The last rig to look at is the enhanced rig. This is the first rig unlocked by the class skill for the scav girl. It has no weapon slot and holds a little less than double your starter rig, which sounds good but has no weapon slot, which is needed for early game. I would only buy this rig if you're a scav girl main that is focusing on prestiging. So those are all the purchasable rigs in the Forever Winter. I'll now give you my recommendations for end game rigs for each class. Starting with the bagman, who can equip all the rigs, I recommend the heavy equipment gunrunner rig, as I like balanced rigs. For the old man, I would recommend the pack mule, staying at the back and looting everything your party members have left behind. For the mask man and shaman, I would recommend a combination of the medium equipment gunrunner and the equipment runner rigs. And finally, if you're a scav girl main, go with the equipment runner rig. Let me know in the comments below what rigs you're using and why you like using it. Check out the rest of my channel for other videos on the Forever Winter, video games, board games, and other fun things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.